Tonight, your soul doesn't need more noise. It doesn't need more pressure. It doesn't need one more reason to be afraid. What it truly needs is rest. Not just physical rest, but a peace that settles deep into your chest and silences the chaos within. And that kind of peace doesn't come from the world. It doesn't come from the news, from people, or even from everything going right. It comes from a promise made by the one who created the night, the one who guards your dreams, the one who says in Psalm 4:8, "In peace I will lie down and sleep, for you alone, Lord, make me dwell in safety." That's not just poetry, it's protection, it's a declaration, it's a truth you can hold on to, especially when the weight of the day is still pressing on your heart. And maybe tonight, that's exactly where you find yourself. You've done your best. You've carried what you could. You've tried to be strong, but your mind keeps racing. Your body is tired, yet your soul feels unsettled. If that's you, you're not alone. This moment, right now, is your invitation to stop fighting in your own strength and start resting in God's presence. It's not about having all the answers. It's not about fixing everything before tomorrow. It's about trusting the one who never sleeps, who never fails, and who never leaves you alone in the dark. Before we begin this night prayer, I invite you to write in the comments, "I trust in your peace, Lord." That's not just a phrase, it's a declaration of surrender. And your surrender tonight may be the very thing that unlocks the peace you've been longing for. So take a deep breath. You are safe. You are seen. And through this prayer, God will begin to calm your spirit one word at a time. Let's pray together, and let His peace change your night. There is a kind of rest that goes beyond closing your eyes. It's the kind of sleep that is free from fear, free from tormenting thoughts, free from invisible burdens. It's the kind of rest that only God can give. Tonight, God doesn't want you to just fall asleep. He wants you to rest in His arms. He doesn't want you to carry anxiety into your dreams. He wants your mind to be free, your spirit at ease, and your body at peace. Proverbs 3:24 says, "When you lie down, you will not be afraid. When you lie down, your sleep will be sweet." That's more than a comfort, it's a promise, and God never breaks a promise. Maybe you've been struggling to sleep lately. Maybe the silence of the night has become a breeding ground for fear, regrets, or racing thoughts. You close your eyes, but your heart stays wide awake. You try to breathe slowly, but your chest still feels tight. You want peace, but it slips through your fingers like sand. But listen closely. Fear is not your companion tonight. You are not meant to fight invisible battles under your pillow. You are not meant to lay in the dark and feel alone in your thoughts. The Word of God declares that your sleep can be sweet and fearless. And when God declares something, heaven backs it up. So instead of repeating the cycle of anxiety, repeat this prayer in your heart. Lord, I surrender my night to you. I reject fear. I embrace your peace. Let my sleep be sweet and protected in your presence. Can you feel it? Something is already shifting. Your soul is beginning to let go. The tight grip of worry is starting to loosen. You are not falling asleep in fear. You are falling asleep in faith. Faith that the one who watches over you does not sleep. Faith that angels surround your home. Faith that no weapon formed against your rest will prosper. Sleep isn't just a necessity tonight. It's a gift from heaven. And you are being invited to unwrap it fully, without fear, without tension, without anything holding you back. So let the worries fade. Let the silence become sacred. Let your bed become a sanctuary. Because your sleep, yes, your sleep, will be sweet and without fear. There are nights when the mind can't be silenced by logic, when no explanation is enough, when even good news doesn't calm the storm inside your chest. That's when we need a different kind of peace. Not the peace of a quiet room, not the peace of a solved problem, not the peace of everything going as planned, but the peace that flows from heaven, the peace of God that surpasses all understanding. Philippians 4:7 tells us, "And the peace of God which transcends all understanding will guard your hearts and your minds in Christ Jesus." This is not human peace, it's not logical, it doesn't make sense. It's peace that shows up even when there's a storm. It's calm in the middle of chaos. It's the stillness that rests upon your spirit even when your circumstances haven't changed. And that's what God is offering you tonight. Maybe you've been praying for answers, for doors to open, for pain to leave, for something visible to happen. But what if tonight, instead of an answer, you received peace? A peace that tells your heart, you don't have to understand everything to rest. You don't have to see the whole picture to feel safe. You don't have to be in control to breathe deeply and sleep well. That's what God is releasing over you now. Close your eyes for a moment and whisper this prayer in your heart. God, I may not understand everything, but I trust you. Guard my heart, guard my mind. Let your peace cover me tonight. You don't need perfect circumstances to sleep in peace. You need perfect trust. And when you place that trust in Jesus, something divine begins to take place. Your heart starts to calm down, your thoughts slow their pace, your breathing becomes deeper, and the heavy fog of worry begins to lift. That's not a coincidence. It's the supernatural peace of God, entering the deepest parts of you, guarding you like a shield, wrapping around your soul like a warm blanket, filling every space where fear used to live. So even if the world around you is shaking, you can still rest, because this peace, His peace, doesn't come from this world, and nothing in this world can take it away. Let this peace take over now, and sleep in the arms of the one who understands everything, even when you don't. Some nights it's not just the body that's tired, it's the soul. You've smiled all day, but inside you've been holding back tears. You've answered messages, handled responsibilities, met expectations. But you know that deep down your heart is weary. It's not just about being physically exhausted. It's about carrying weight you were never meant to carry alone. God sees that. And He's not disappointed in your weakness. He's not asking you to be stronger. He's inviting you to rest. Isaiah 26:3 says, "You will keep in perfect peace those whose minds are steadfast because they trust in you." Did you notice? God doesn't just give a moment of peace. He promises perfect peace. Not temporary relief, not short-lived comfort, but a steady, sustaining, soul-healing kind of peace. And it's not based on performance. It's not given to those who deserve it. It's given to those who trust. Trust doesn't mean pretending everything is okay. It means laying down what's too heavy and saying, "God, I don't have the strength anymore, but I trust you." If your soul is tired tonight, you don't need more effort. You need more surrender. You don't need to fight harder. You need to fall into His arms and let Him carry you. Take a moment and say this quietly in your heart, "Lord, my soul is tired. I need your rest. Help me stop striving and start trusting." Let your peace fill the empty places inside me tonight. There is a kind of rest that isn't just about sleep. It's about being safe enough to stop pretending, being still enough to feel His presence, and being honest enough to say, I'm not okay, but I'm not alone. And right now, his spirit is moving toward your exhaustion, not away from it. He's embracing your broken pieces. He's holding your fragile thoughts. He's calming the storm that no one else can see. This kind of rest doesn't come from the world. It comes from heaven, and it has your name on it. Let yourself be still tonight. Let your soul exhale. Let the Father restore what life has drained from you. Because you are not a machine. You are not a robot. You are a soul created by God, loved by God, and invited to rest in God. And tonight, that rest is available, not just for your body, but for your tired, beautiful, beloved soul. Darkness often brings with it a heaviness, not just the absence of light, but the weight of uncertainty, the echo of fears, the memories that revisit when everything else is quiet. In those hours, what your soul truly longs for isn't noise or answers, it's calm, stillness, peaceful waters that run deep, even when the world around you feels like a storm. Psalm 23 begins with this promise: "The Lord is my shepherd, I lack nothing. He makes me lie down in green pastures. He leads me beside still waters." This is what God is doing for you tonight. He's not just putting you to sleep. He's leading you into a place of deep rest. Even if you've spent the day walking through emotional valleys or carrying invisible battles, now He is guiding you, not toward more struggle, but toward stillness. And here's the beauty. These still waters don't disappear just because it's dark. They're not visible with your eyes, but your soul can feel them. Even in the middle of a restless night, God's presence flows quietly, soothing the aches that no one else knows you carry. He's not pushing you to be productive. He's not demanding answers. He's simply whispering, "Lie down. I've got you. Let me be your shepherd tonight." If this message is touching your heart, pause for a moment and write in the comments, "Lead me to your still waters, Lord." It's not just a phrase, it's a surrender. And that surrender opens the gates for peace to rush in. Maybe tonight you feel lost in the dark. Maybe your thoughts are louder than usual. But listen, your shepherd is not far. He is right beside you, holding your hand and leading you toward rest that only heaven can provide. Let this prayer carry you. Shepherd of my soul, I give you my night. Calm the noise inside me. Lead me to your still waters, even if I can't see them. I trust you to guide me through this darkness. You are not wandering alone. You are not forgotten. Even in the silence, God is speaking. Even in the darkness, He is leading. And when He leads, He always brings peace, not just temporary calm, but soul-deep restoration. Waters that wash over your fears, waters that remind you you are cared for, waters that never run dry. So breathe deeply now. Let the shepherd take over. Let Him walk with you beside these still waters, even in the middle of the night, because where He is, fear disappears, and where He leads, rest follows. We don't often think of sleep as an act of faith. We think of it as a biological need, a routine part of life, something that just happens when the body is tired. But for the soul, sleep is something deeper. It's surrender. It's a choice to let go of control. It's a declaration that says, even when I stop, God keeps working. To close your eyes without fear. To silence your thoughts and stop trying to fix everything before midnight. To rest even when things are unresolved. That is faith. And maybe that's what God is asking of you tonight. Not more strength, not more effort, but more trust. Maybe you've spent this day trying to hold it all together. You've tried to stay positive. You've done everything you could. And yet, there's still uncertainty. There are still prayers without answers, questions without clarity, waits without solutions. But listen closely. You don't need all the answers to sleep in peace. You just need to believe that the one who holds your life is not overwhelmed. He sees the full picture. He knows what's ahead. And he's working, even in the silence. Every time you lay your head on the pillow and choose peace instead of panic, every time you release your worries and say, "Lord, I trust you," you are walking by faith. Close your eyes for a few seconds and breathe deeply. Now quietly whisper this prayer in your heart. Father, I don't have to understand everything. I just need to trust that you do. Tonight I choose to rest, not because everything is okay, but because you are still on the throne. That is not weakness. That is worship. Let go of the pressure to carry what isn't yours. Let go of the fear of tomorrow. Let go of the guilt of yesterday. God is already ahead of you, and His grace is strong enough to sustain you even while you sleep. So tonight, make your rest an offering. Lay it all down at His feet, not in defeat but in confidence. You are not giving up. You are handing it over. And that shift, though invisible, is powerful. Sleeping in peace is not just good for your health, it's good for your spirit. It's a declaration that says, God is still God even while I sleep. So sleep with purpose, sleep with faith, and let heaven fight the battles you were never meant to carry alone. Lord, tonight I come to you not with eloquent words, but with a tired mind, a mind that has been running all day, a mind filled with thoughts that won't stop. What-ifs, regrets, worries, plans, fears. They swirl like a storm, loud and persistent, stealing my peace and exhausting my soul. And so I come to you as I am, not pretending to be strong, not pretending to have it all figured out, but honest, open, needing you more than ever. Lord, calm my thoughts tonight. Quiet the voices that speak fear into my heart. Silence the noise that distracts me from your presence. Help me breathe again. Help me believe again. You know me better than I know myself. You know the hidden battles I fought today, the silent tears, the moments of doubt, the pressure I placed on myself, the burdens I tried to hide from others. And yet you welcome me, not with judgment, not with demands, but with love, with patience, with arms wide open. God, you see the thoughts I'm afraid to speak aloud, the fears I try to bury, the pain I've learned to carry, and you say, give them to me. So I give them to you, all of them. The thoughts that chase sleep away, the memories that bring heaviness, the anxiety about what tomorrow holds, the shame of what I didn't get right today. Take it, Lord, take every restless thought, replace it with your truth, your peace, your stillness. Wrap your presence around my mind like a blanket. Fill my room with your spirit. Let your voice be louder than the noise inside me. Let me hear you say, you're safe, you're loved, you can rest now. Father, I give you permission to take over my night, to lead my thoughts away from fear and toward faith, to lift my soul from worry and into worship, to guide my heart away from control and into surrender. You've done it before. You've calmed seas and silenced storms, and I know you can do it again inside me. Let me sleep in the safety of your presence. Let my last thoughts tonight be filled with gratitude, not fear, hope, not anxiety, peace, not pressure. You are my shepherd, you are my refuge, and tonight, you are my peace. So I close my eyes knowing you are near, and I rest, not because the world is perfect, but because I am held by the one who is. The night has a way of magnifying our fears. What seemed small during the day suddenly grows in the silence. Shadows feel heavier, Thoughts run deeper, and everything you've been trying to ignore comes back, whispering through the darkness. But God has already spoken about this. He knew what the night would try to do to your heart, and so he gave you a promise. Psalm 91, 5-6 says, "You will not fear the terror of night, nor the arrow that flies by day, nor the pestilence that stalks in the darkness, nor the plague that destroys at midday." That's not just a comforting verse, it's a spiritual shield. God is declaring to you right now, you don't have to be afraid, not even in the darkest hour. Why? Because you are not alone, because his angels are surrounding your home, because the very presence of God is dwelling where you are. Fear might try to creep in. It might knock on the door of your heart with lies, doubts, and memories. But you don't have to open that door. You are protected. You are covered. And no weapon formed against your sleep will prosper. If fear has tried to steal your peace at night, I invite you to repeat this in your heart. I will not fear the terror of the night. God is with me. His angels guard me. His presence surrounds me. My sleep is protected in his name. And say this with boldness, "Fear, you have no place here." Let these words begin to change the atmosphere around you. You don't need to check the locks 100 times. You don't need to overthink what might happen. You don't need to rehearse worst-case scenarios in your head. You are not defenseless. You are not vulnerable. You are under divine protection. Every room you walk into tonight is filled with more of God's presence than any darkness. Every breath you take is evidence that the Holy Spirit is close, and every beat of your heart is under his care. So instead of counting fears, count promises. Instead of staring into the darkness, lift your eyes to the light. Instead of fearing the night, declare over it, "This night belongs to the Lord." Sleep in peace, not panic, because no matter what surrounds you, the one within you is greater. And tonight you will not fear, not because you are strong, but because he is with you. There's something sacred about the stillness of night. The world slows down, the noise fades, and yet your mind might still be racing, wondering who's in control while you sleep. But here's the truth. God never sleeps, and while your eyes close in rest, his eyes remain open in protection. The same God who parted seas, who calmed storms, who shut the mouths of lions, is now watching over your room, your thoughts, your dreams, your heart. You are not drifting into unconsciousness unguarded. You are not vulnerable to the chaos of the world. You are resting beneath the gaze of the Almighty, and he doesn't blink. He doesn't get distracted. He doesn't forget you for even a second. Maybe you've been carrying the weight of being the one who always has to be alert, the responsible one, the protector, the one who can't afford to let their guard down. But tonight, you can, because the one who watches over you is faithful. He is gentle with your soul and fierce against every attack sent against you. Whisper this prayer quietly now. God, thank you for watching over me. Even when I'm not aware, you are present. Even when I sleep, you remain awake. Let me rest in the peace of knowing I'm never outside of your care. Every breath you take tonight is under his watchful eye. Every moment of rest you receive is guarded by his mercy. Every unseen danger is met with his strength before it ever reaches you. He commands his angels concerning you. He surrounds your bed with peace. He fills your atmosphere with a calm the world cannot give. You are safe, not because nothing can happen, but because nothing can happen outside of his permission. There is a blanket greater than cotton or wool that covers you tonight. It is his grace. And under that grace, you can let go of fear. You can stop overthinking. You can breathe deeply and know He is near. So rest, not just because your body needs it, but because your soul is finally beginning to believe. You don't have to stay awake to stay protected. God is doing that for you. Let sleep come slowly, peacefully, confidently, knowing that while you dream, He is still working, He is still guarding, He is still loving you. Can you imagine it? Right now, as you lie down in this quiet moment, something invisible, something holy is taking place around you. You're not alone. You're not unprotected. You are surrounded, because the God of heaven has given an order. He has commanded His angels to guard you. Psalm 91:11 says, "For He will command His angels concerning you to guard you in all your ways." That means in every season, in every place, in every hour, including this very night. You are being watched over by celestial beings sent by the Lord Himself. Angels are not just a poetic idea. They are real, and they are active. Right now they are standing in places you cannot see, shielding you from things you'll never even know tried to reach you. They are surrounding your room, your bed, your thoughts. They are lifting prayers you cannot find the words for. They are enforcing the promises of God over your life. And here's the beautiful part. You didn't have to earn this protection. You didn't have to be perfect today. You simply had to belong to the one who gives the order. And you do. If this promise speaks to your heart, write this in the comments. Angels are guarding my room tonight. Declare it not just as hope, but as truth. Let it be your shield as you fall asleep. Maybe you've never thought of angels as being that close, but the Word says they are. They stand between you and every dark force. They whisper peace into your spirit when fear tries to rise. They encamp around those who fear the Lord, and they don't leave when the lights go out. So let go of the idea that you're unprotected in the night. You are covered. You are guarded. You are defended by heaven itself. And while your enemies may never be visible, neither are your defenders. But they are there, faithful, strong, unshakable. Tonight, rest like someone who knows they are not alone. Sleep like someone who believes heaven is present. Pray this softly. Lord, thank you for sending your angels. Thank you for surrounding my room with your protection. Let me sleep under the wings of your presence, with faith that no harm will reach me because I am covered by you. Now let your eyes begin to close with confidence. There is nothing to fear, nothing to fight, only peace to receive, and angels standing guard as you rest. Rest is sacred. It is a space in time where the soul releases its burdens, the body recharges, and the spirit becomes still. But for many, nighttime feels like an open door for worry, fear, or even oppression. What if something happens while you sleep? What if your mind brings back painful memories or uninvited dreams? What if the peace doesn't last? But tonight, God wants you to know this. Nothing evil will enter your rest, not because of your strength, but because His presence is your protection. When you lie down to sleep under God's covering, the atmosphere around you changes. Your room becomes a sanctuary, your bed becomes an altar, and every dark force is commanded to leave. The enemy may try to intimidate with fear or distraction, but he has no permission to cross the boundary of God's peace. You are not defenseless. Your rest is not vulnerable. Your sleep is not exposed. It is sealed by the blood, the name, and the power of Jesus. So tonight, walk into your rest with boldness, not timid, not unsure, but with confidence that no darkness can cross into what God has claimed as holy. Reflect on this. If your rest is a gift from God, would He not also defend it? Would he give you peace only to let it be stolen? Of course not. He is a good Father, and everything that belongs to him, including your rest, is fiercely protected. Now take a moment to breathe slowly. Let the tension melt from your shoulders. Let the presence of God settle over your heart, and pray with me. Father, I give you my night. I declare that nothing evil will enter this room, nothing dark will disturb my peace, and no fear will invade my spirit. I rest under your protection, trusting that you have set a boundary the enemy cannot cross. Let every part of me, body, mind, and soul, rest in the safety of your presence. Tonight I will sleep in peace because you are here, and nothing evil can remain where you dwell. This is more than a prayer. It's a declaration. And as you declare it, the spiritual atmosphere around you is aligning with heaven. Fear has no authority here. Anxiety must leave. Confusion must be silenced, and peace must reign. Sleep tonight like someone who knows you are untouchable in the arms of God, and nothing evil can enter what He has made holy. You've done everything you could today. You tried to keep your mind in peace. You gave your best to your responsibilities, and now you're here, tired, in need of rest. But part of you still wonders, can I really let go while the world keeps moving? That's the hidden fear so many carry. What if I fall asleep and something happens? What if I lose control while I rest? What if no one is watching? But here's the divine truth that silences all fear. God does not sleep. He does not slumber. And He never stops watching over you. Psalm 121:4 says, "Indeed, He who watches over Israel will neither slumber nor sleep." That means He's not like us. He doesn't grow tired. He doesn't miss anything. His eyes are on you, even now, even here, even as your eyelids grow heavy. While you sleep, God stands watch. He doesn't leave your room. He doesn't turn away. His protection is not partial. It is total. Maybe you've lived a life where you had to be the one on guard all the time. Maybe you've learned to stay alert because no one else would protect you. But tonight, you can rest differently. You can rest like someone who knows, my Father is awake, and He's taking care of everything. Whisper this in your heart right now. God, I release control. You don't sleep, so I don't need to stay afraid. You're watching over me, so I don't need to carry the weight tonight. Let me rest, knowing that heaven is still active even when I'm not. You don't have to fight through the night. You don't have to guard your heart alone. You don't have to fear the unknown. Because the one who created the stars is watching over you. The one who commands angels is standing near. The one who calls you by name is whispering, "Rest, child. I am here." Let go of the fear that something will fall apart while you sleep. Let go of the pressure to manage what only God can control. You are not the keeper of your life. He is. And He's not distracted, not distant, not too busy. He's awake, alert, and lovingly attentive to every breath you take. So let this night be different. Sleep like someone who believes they are fully covered. Rest like someone who knows that even when their eyes close, God's care never does. Tonight, you don't just sleep in a room. You sleep in a territory. And not just any territory, a territory of peace. A space that has been claimed by heaven. A space where fear is not allowed to enter. A space where the presence of God rules, reigns, and restores. It may look like just 4 walls and a bed. But in the Spirit, it's more than that. This room has been declared holy ground. A sanctuary of stillness, a refuge for your soul, a place where anxiety loses its grip and peace takes its rightful place. So declare this with me now, softly but with faith. This room is a territory of peace, No fear can enter here, no darkness can dwell here, no confusion can stay here, because this space belongs to God. You may not feel it yet. You may not see angels with your eyes. But faith isn't about what you feel, it's about what you declare. And the moment you open your mouth and speak the word of God over your atmosphere, everything begins to change. Walls that once held stress now echo with the presence of the Holy Spirit. Corners that once felt cold now radiate warmth from heaven. What was once just a place to sleep becomes a place of restoration, of healing, of encounters with divine peace. Maybe in the past this room held tears, overthinking, or even loneliness, but not tonight. Tonight it becomes something new. Declare this now. I claim this room for the Lord. Let every breath I take in this space be filled with His peace. Let every hour of rest be guarded by His angels. Let every dream be covered by His Spirit. This is not just my room, this is God's territory. When you speak like this, the enemy loses ground. Fear loses permission, and peace takes authority. No spiritual attack has power here. No restless thought can dominate here. No lingering anxiety is allowed to stay, because you've drawn a line in the Spirit. And on this side of the line there is peace, real peace, lasting peace. The peace that Jesus promised when He said, "My peace I give you," not as the world gives. So take one last look around your room, not with natural eyes but with faith. See it as God sees it, a place of covering, a place of comfort, a place where heaven touches earth. And tonight let that truth fill every corner, because this space is no longer neutral. It is claimed, it is holy, it is yours, and it is God's. There are burdens that can't be seen, but they are heavy. The pressure to hold everything together. The silent fears you carry through the day and bring with you into the night. The anxiety that tightens your chest just as you're trying to rest. You smile in public, but when the lights go off, the weight returns. But God never intended for you to carry that weight alone. He never asked you to manage your fear in silence. He gave you an invitation instead. Cast all your anxiety on Him because He cares for you. 1 Peter 5:7. He didn't say some of your anxiety. He didn't say the manageable parts. He said all, every thought that keeps you awake, every feeling you can't explain, every moment you feel like you're drowning under pressure. Right now, in the stillness of this moment, you have permission to release it all. Say this softly from your heart. Jesus, I give you my anxiety. I give you the thoughts that don't stop, the pressure that wears me down, the fear of what could go wrong. I place it all in your hands because I believe you care for me. This is more than a prayer. It's a transfer. You're not just talking, you're laying something down. When you cast your anxiety on Him, it's not that you pretend everything's okay. It's that you trust that He can handle what you cannot. And He doesn't just take it, He trades it. He gives peace in exchange for your fear. He gives stillness in place of chaos. He gives rest where there once was tension. You don't need to fix everything before closing your eyes. You don't need to control what happens tomorrow. You don't need to hold what's too heavy for your hands. Tonight your role is to release, to take every anxious thought and throw it, yes, throw it, into the arms of the one who will never drop it. And what will He do with it? He will carry it for you. He will deal with what you can't see. He will work in the background while you sleep in peace. Because He cares. He doesn't just tolerate you. He doesn't just hear you. He cares for you. Let that truth sink in for a moment. The Creator of the universe cares about what is keeping you awake. And if He cares, you can rest. If he's holding your burdens, you don't need to. So let go now. Let go completely. And let God hold what was never meant to stay in your hands. There's a voice tonight that's louder than fear, stronger than stress, more tender than the pressure in your chest. It's not the voice of your own thoughts, nor the voice of your worries. It's the voice of Jesus, and he's not shouting, he's not accusing, he's inviting. Come to me, all you who are weary and burdened, and I will give you rest. Matthew 11:28. What a beautiful promise. Not just rest for the body, not just sleep for the eyes, but rest for the soul. He's speaking to the part of you that's been exhausted in ways no one else sees. To the silent burden you carry alone, to the tiredness that sleep can't fix. To the emotional weight you've hidden behind a smile, he says, come as you are, not as you wish you were, not once everything is fixed, not once your faith feels strong again. Come now, just like this, tired, heavy, anxious, quiet. He's not pushing you away, he's pulling you close. And if this invitation is exactly what your heart needs, take a step of faith and write this in the comments. Jesus, I come to you for rest. Make it personal. Let it be your response to his call. Because sometimes healing begins with a single act of surrender. You've gone to many places for rest before, screens, distractions, work, even silence, but they only gave you momentary escape. Jesus offers true rest, the kind that reaches your soul, the kind that lifts burdens instead of numbing them. Whisper this prayer. Jesus, I come to you, not with answers but with weariness, not with strength but with surrender. Give me the rest only you can give. Let me sleep in your arms tonight. Let me feel the weight lift from my chest. When he said, come to me, he didn't promise that every situation would be solved by morning. He promised that you wouldn't have to carry it alone anymore. That's the power of grace. That's the mercy of God. He sees you tired, and he invites you closer. Tonight, don't resist that call. Don't try to be strong, just come, and let his presence carry you from exhaustion into restoration. Because when you truly come to Jesus, you don't just fall asleep. You rest in his arms. Fear is sneaky. It doesn't always come like a loud storm. Sometimes it slips in quietly, through a thought, a memory, a whisper in the dark. It tells you you're not safe, that something might go wrong, that you're alone in this. But God has already spoken to fear, and he cancelled its authority over you. Isaiah 41:10 says, so do not fear, for I am with you. Do not be dismayed, for I am your God. I will strengthen you and help you. I will uphold you with my righteous right hand. These are not just poetic words, they are divine promises. And tonight they are spoken directly to your heart. Do not fear, because he is with you right now, right here. In your room, near your bed, closer than your next breath. He is with you, not watching from afar, not checking in from heaven occasionally, but present, active, listening, covering, holding you with his righteous right hand. Let that truth begin to melt your anxiety. Let it calm your pulse. Let it hush the lies in your mind. Because you are not alone tonight. Not in this struggle, not in this emotion, not in this room. God says, I am your God. That means he's not a stranger. He's not indifferent. He has claimed you as his own, his child, his beloved, his responsibility. And he promises, I will strengthen you. I will help you. I will uphold you. You don't have to hold yourself together tonight. You don't have to fake peace. You just need to lean into the one who's already holding you. Say this gently in your heart. God, I receive your strength. I believe you are with me. Fear is not my master, you are. Let your presence calm me and your promises cover me as I sleep. You've walked through enough today. You've carried more than most people know. But now it's time to rest. Not just because the day is over, but because God is still awake. He doesn't just tell you not to fear. He tells you why, because I am with you. So tonight you don't sleep in fear. You sleep in faith. You don't sleep in dread. You sleep in divine protection. And when morning comes, you'll rise in the same arms that held you through the night. Stillness is not always easy, especially at night. When everything is quiet around you but your thoughts are loud. When your body is ready to rest, but your heart keeps beating with unanswered questions, unspoken fears and unfinished stories. But in the middle of that noise, God offers you a different command: not to fix, not to strive, not to run, but to be still. Psalm 46:10 says, "Be still and know that I am God." That's not a suggestion for the strong, it's an invitation for the weary. It's a sacred pause, a moment to stop wrestling and start trusting. To be still means you release the pressure to solve everything tonight. To be still means you stop rehearsing the pain and begin resting in the promise. To be still means you give your soul a break from performance and simply let God be God. Right now, in the quiet of this moment, let these words sink in. You don't have to be in control. You just have to be present. Present enough to recognize who is. He is God. Not just in the daylight, not just when things make sense, but right now, in your uncertainty, in your silence, in your darkness. And His presence is not passive, it's powerful. It's enough to calm storms, to break chains, to carry burdens you were never meant to hold. Let go of the need to understand everything. Let go of the temptation to predict tomorrow. Let go of the fear that creeps in when you feel weak. Be still, not because the world is quiet, but because your soul is anchored in the one who never changes. Whisper this prayer from your heart. God, help me to be still tonight. Quiet my mind, settle my spirit. Remind me that I don't need to have control to feel peace. I just need to trust that you are God and you are here. This night is not an accident. This moment is not wasted. God brought you to this stillness not to punish you, but to heal you, to remind you that peace doesn't come from answers. It comes from awareness, awareness that He is with you and He is in control. So breathe slowly. Let the stillness become holy. Let your heart soften in His presence, because when you are still, you don't lose time. You gain perspective. You gain rest. You gain peace that the world cannot offer. Be still and know that He is God and you are safe. For some, sleep feels like giving up. Like closing your eyes means abandoning the fight, letting go of control, allowing the world to continue moving without you. But in the eyes of God, sleep is not giving up. It's giving in. To trust. When a child falls asleep in a parent's arms, they don't ask, "Who's going to keep me safe?" They don't worry, "What if something goes wrong while I'm not awake?" They simply rest, because they trust the one holding them. That's what God is inviting you into tonight. Not surrender in weakness, but surrender in trust. A decision to say, I don't have to stay awake to stay protected. I don't have to remain alert to stay in control, because my Father is still holding me. This is not the end of your strength. This is the beginning of your faith in action. Faith isn't just what you speak during the day. It's what you live when no one else is watching. It's the way you lay down at night, not in panic but in peace, not in defeat but in confidence. Yes, the situation may still be unresolved, the prayer may still be unanswered, but your choice to sleep is not indifference. It is belief that God is working while you rest. Here's the truth. You are not abandoning the battle by sleeping. You are putting it in better hands. Think of Jesus in the storm. While the disciples panicked in the boat, Jesus slept. Why? Because he knew who he was, he trusted his Father, and he had authority over the storm. And now, that same Jesus watches over you. He says, "Let me handle the storm tonight. You just rest." Whisper this in your heart. Lord, help me see sleep not as weakness, but as worship, not as surrender to the world, but as surrender to you. I trust you to stay awake while I rest. This shift in perspective can change everything. Suddenly your bed is no longer a place of fear, but of trust. No longer a space for tossing and turning, but for letting go and letting God. Tonight, may every time you close your eyes be a declaration. I trust you, God, more than my thoughts, more than my feelings, more than my fears. And as you rest, he moves. As you sleep, he restores. As you stop, he steps in. Because you never needed to carry it all, you just needed to trust the one who could. Close your eyes, not in fear, not in exhaustion, but in stillness. Now breathe slowly, inhale deeply, and as you exhale, let go of the day. Let go of what didn't work. Let go of what you couldn't fix. Let go of what tomorrow may bring. Now picture this. Your room is dim, calm, silent, and at the foot of your bed stands Jesus. He's not distant. He's not watching from the heavens. He is here, right now, in your room, watching over you. He's not in a rush. He's not distracted. He's not disappointed. He's just present. He looks at you with eyes that see everything. Every fear you hid, every tear you wiped quickly, every moment today when you pretended to be strong. And still, he smiles. He steps closer. He places his hand gently over your blanket, and in a whisper that's deeper than sound, he says, "I'm here. You don't have to be afraid tonight. I'll stay until morning. You can rest. I'll keep watch." Feel that for a moment. Imagine the peace of knowing that Jesus himself is standing at your bedside, not to judge you, but to protect you. Not to demand, but to defend. Not to ask for anything, just to offer his presence. And there's something about his presence. It softens your chest. It slows your thoughts. It makes everything else feel small. You're not just in a room, you're in his presence. Your bed has become an altar. The silence has become sacred. And your sleep is about to become holy. Whisper this prayer from your soul. Jesus, thank you for staying with me tonight. I don't deserve it, but I receive it. I won't try to impress you, I'll just rest in your presence. Stay near, stay close, and let me sleep in the safety of your love. Now, breathe again. Let his presence sink deeper. Let his peace wrap around you like the softest blanket. Whatever the day was, whatever the night holds, you are not alone. Because Jesus, your Savior, your Shepherd, your friend, is at the foot of your bed. And he's not going anywhere. While your body grows still and your eyes begin to close, something sacred is happening above you. Beyond the ceiling, beyond the stars, beyond all that you can see, heaven is moving. You may not hear it. You may not feel it. But every breath you take tonight is wrapped in a divine covering. The King of Heaven has stretched his hand over your rest, and while the world forgets, he remembers you. You are not sleeping under coincidence. You are not covered by circumstance. You are sleeping beneath the wings of the Almighty. There are angels at the corners of your room. There is peace woven into the air. There is light, even in the darkness, because heaven doesn't sleep, and heaven never forgets your name. Let this night be more than routine. Let it be a moment of divine surrender. Let it be the hour your soul finally believes, I am not uncovered. I am not exposed. I am covered by heaven itself. And if your heart feels this truth right now, write in the comments, heaven is covering me tonight. Let it be your declaration. Let it be your agreement with what God is already doing. Let it become part of your testimony. Because when you believe that heaven is over your rest, you no longer sleep in fear. You sleep in faith. Say this softly in your spirit. I receive the covering of heaven over my mind, over my heart, over my body. Let your peace be my blanket. Let your presence be the roof above me. I rest in you, not just beside you, but under you. This is not just poetry. It's a spiritual reality. When God covers you, nothing beneath can harm you. When God watches you, nothing in the dark can approach you. When heaven claims your rest, hell has to retreat. So sleep now, like someone who knows they are shielded, like someone who is not afraid of the unknown, like someone who understands the sky above me is not empty, it is alive with protection. Let your bed become a sanctuary. Let your room become sacred ground. Because tonight the King has spoken, and he has declared, heaven covers you while you sleep. Slow down, just for this moment. Let your breath guide you, not your thoughts, not your fears, not your plans, just your breath. Inhale gently, hold for a second, and exhale slowly. Now again. Inhale peace, exhale pressure, inhale grace, exhale control. Every breath tonight can be more than biology. It can become a silent prayer, a quiet offering, a rhythm of surrender to the one who hears what words can't say. You don't need to speak loudly. You don't even need to move. Because heaven is close enough to hear what your soul is whispering through each inhale and exhale. This is how surrender begins, not with noise, but with stillness, not with grand gestures, but with the sacred act of breathing on purpose with faith. As you breathe right now, let this be your inner prayer. Lord, I release what I cannot control. With every breath, I come closer to you. With every exhale, I let go of what weighs me down. You don't need perfect words to be heard. You don't need to be strong to be held. You just need to be here, present, honest, open. This is holy ground, and your breath is enough to fill it with meaning. Feel how your chest rises and falls. Feel how your thoughts slow down when you stop forcing clarity. Feel how peace comes, not because you made it happen, but because you allowed it to arrive. There is no resistance in this moment, only release. You've prayed today with your words. Now pray with your breath. Let it say, I trust you. I give you my night. I rest in you. And as you do, notice something sacred happening. God is drawing near. He is receiving your surrender. He is wrapping you in stillness, and he is saying, you don't have to fight anymore. Just breathe, and I will stay. Whisper this if your heart agrees. Lord, be in my breath tonight, in every pause, every sigh, every moment of stillness. Let me sleep not just in silence, but in surrender. Because sometimes the most powerful prayer is the one that's never spoken out loud. It's the one that flows with every breath and reaches the heart of God in quiet faith. Tonight, let your body rest. Let your spirit exhale. Let your breath become worship. Let your silence become surrender. Because in every breath, a prayer rises. And God is listening. Close your eyes. Let the darkness around you settle. Not to intimidate, but to prepare your heart for something sacred. Now imagine this. You are lying still. wrapped in your blanket. The room is quiet. The lights are off. It feels like just another night. But then, something begins to shift. You feel a warmth, a gentle glow that doesn't come from lamps or screens. It's soft, golden and slow, and it begins to fill the room corner by corner. Not from above, but from within. It is the light of God, not harsh, not blinding, but steady, comforting, alive. It doesn't expose your flaws. It wraps around your soul like a loving hand. It doesn't create fear, it dissolves it. You look inward and realize, this light carries presence. This light carries peace. This light carries the voice of God saying, you are safe here. Even though the physical room remains dark, your spirit now sees clearly. There's no need to strain, no need to run, no need to hide. Because the one who is light itself has chosen to be here, with you. Whisper this prayer as the light surrounds you. God, let your light fill my darkness. Let it shine into every shadow in my mind. Let it reach places even I've been afraid to visit. Because if you are here, then no darkness can stay. You begin to feel lighter, not just emotionally, spiritually, as if the burdens that once weighed on your chest have been gently lifted and placed into hands stronger than yours. The room hasn't changed, but everything has. Because now the darkness is not empty. It is holy, not threatening, but quiet and sacred. Breathe deeply again. Feel how your soul responds to that light. No fear can remain, no voice of anxiety can compete, no doubt can survive where divine light shines. And this light, it's not temporary, it stays. It covers you while you sleep. It hovers near your pillow. It guards your dreams. It watches the door. It fills the atmosphere with peace so profound you can finally let go. Let go of the fear of the unknown. Let go of the thoughts chasing you. Let go of the illusion that you're alone. You are not. God is here, and His light is stronger than any darkness you'll ever face. So sleep now, not just in a room, but in a sanctuary of light. Because wherever He is, the night turns holy, and the darkness loses its power. There are tears that no one sees, not because they don't exist, but because they fall in secret. In the quiet of the night, under the covers, behind closed doors, or even after your body has fallen asleep, but your soul continues to ache. Some pain doesn't wait for the morning, some sorrow lingers through the night, and even when the mind shuts down in rest, the heart keeps feeling. But hear this tonight. God sees every tear, even the ones that never touch your skin, even the ones you don't remember crying, even the ones you held back so well during the day that only come out when your defenses finally drop. He sees them, He honors them, and more than that, He collects them. Psalm 56:8 says, "You have kept count of my tossings, put my tears in your bottle." Are they not in your record? That means your pain is not wasted, your grief is not ignored, your exhaustion is not overlooked. You are not too quiet to be noticed, not too broken to be held, not too far gone to be comforted. And tonight, if your heart has been silently crying, even in your sleep, this is God's word to you. I saw, I see, and I will heal. You've fought silently. You've smiled when it hurt. You've kept moving forward when your soul begged you to stop. But now, it's time to rest. Not in denial, not pretending you're fine, but in the arms of the one who already knows the full story and loves you through every chapter. Whisper this prayer as a gentle surrender. God, I don't even know all the reasons I've cried. Some tears came from wounds I never named, some from fatigue I never voiced. But I trust that you've seen them all. Comfort me as I sleep. heal what I don't even know how to explain. There is healing in the knowing. There is comfort in being seen. And you, beloved soul, are fully seen. Even when you close your eyes, even when you don't say a word, even when you forget what hurt you. He does not forget. God watches over you with tenderness. He guards the fragile parts of your heart, and He works while you rest. So sleep tonight with this truth wrapped around your soul like a blanket. Your tears are not hidden. They are holy, and they are being held by God Himself. You may not feel it, you may not see it, but something is happening in the silence, something holy, something powerful, something deeply personal. While you sleep, God is healing you. Not just your body, but your emotions, your memories, your fractured thoughts, your silent wounds. Because healing doesn't only come with noise. Sometimes it comes in stillness. While the world quiets down and you finally stop striving, God begins to work in places too deep for your own hands to reach. In Jeremiah 30:17, God declares, "But I will restore you to health and heal your wounds." He didn't say maybe. He didn't say if you deserve it. He said, "I will." That includes the things you thought would never be healed, the emotional cuts that never closed properly, the scars you tried to hide under strength, the trauma you no longer talk about, but that still affects the way you breathe, the way you love, the way you trust. Tonight you don't need to force healing. You only need to surrender. You only need to rest, because God is already doing what you cannot. While your eyes are closed, He is touching what medicine can't reach. He is rewiring the beliefs that hurt you. He is gently lifting the bitterness you didn't realize you were carrying. He is filling the empty spaces where grief once lived. He is healing you. Whisper this prayer as your soul receives, "Lord, I rest in your healing hands. I don't need to understand how. I just choose to believe that even in my sleep, you are restoring me. I release every wound into your care. Heal what I cannot fix. Touch what I've stopped praying about. And let me wake up lighter, freer, whole." This is not just another night. This is a night of restoration. You don't have to earn it. You just have to receive it. You don't have to beg. You just have to trust. God is not waiting for morning to begin His work. He's already begun. And when you open your eyes tomorrow, something inside you will be different, because heaven moved while you rested, while you sleep. God is healing you, and what was broken will be made whole again. There's a kind of rest that goes deeper than sleep, a kind of peace that doesn't depend on silence, comfort, or tiredness. It's the rest of the soul, not the body, not the mind, but that invisible part of you that's been carrying more than you show. That quiet space inside that has been running, striving, searching, just trying to breathe. And finally, tonight, you've arrived where true rest begins, in the presence of God. Psalm 62:1 says, "Truly my soul finds rest in God. My salvation comes from Him." Not in distractions, not in the absence of problems, not even in answers, but in Him. He is not just the source of strength, He is the source of stillness. He doesn't just lift your burdens, He quiets your heart. He doesn't just protect you, He holds your soul in peace. Maybe you've been running today, trying to manage everything, trying to be strong, trying to understand what you were never meant to carry alone. But His presence isn't asking for your performance, it's offering you peace. Real peace. Peace for your soul. And if this is what your heart was waiting for, write in the comments, "My soul finds rest in you, Lord." Let it be your declaration. Let it be your anchor tonight. Say this quietly in your heart: God, I stop running now. I let go of what I can't fix. I rest, not because I feel strong, but because I trust you to be strong for me. Let your presence be my shelter, and let my soul find rest in you. Your body might still feel tired, your mind might still wander, but your soul, that deep inner part of you, can finally breathe. Because God is not asking you to figure everything out. He's simply asking you to come close, to sit at His feet, to let the storm inside you settle in the calm of His presence. No matter what happened today or what tomorrow holds, you are safe here. You are seen here. You are resting in the one who made your soul and knows exactly how to restore it. So sleep tonight in peace, not the fragile kind, but the kind that anchors you through the night, because truly, your soul finds rest in Him. Some days leave more than fatigue behind. They leave cracks. They leave pieces scattered across your emotions, words that hurt, moments that disappointed, unexpected news, invisible pressures. And by the time the sun goes down, you don't just feel tired, you feel broken. But the night is not the end. It's the beginning of healing. Because while the world sleeps, God rebuilds. He picks up what shattered in silence. He gathers what your heart dropped in frustration. He visits the places within you that you've pushed aside, and He begins to restore. You don't need to hold yourself together tonight. You don't need to explain everything to Him. He already knows, and He's already working. Pray with me slowly and honestly. God, I bring you what this day broke. My strength, my peace, my confidence, my hope. You saw it all. The words that wounded me, the disappointment I couldn't voice, the moments I pretended I was okay when I wasn't. I give it all to you now, not to hide it, but to let you touch it. He is the God who restores, the master craftsman of broken hearts, the gentle hands that don't just comfort, they rebuild. And while your eyes close and your thoughts begin to fade, He is already at work, putting the pieces back into place. Not the same as before, but stronger, softer, wiser, more beautiful than you imagined. He restores things you forgot you needed. He renews what time and pressure tried to erase. He breathes life back into dreams you buried, and He does it while you sleep. Because that's who He is. He doesn't just repair what's visible, He heals what's hidden. He doesn't just fix, He transforms. Continue in prayer. Lord, I surrender my ruins to you. I give you every crack, every fragile piece, every area I tried to cover in strength. Do what only you can do. Restore me in the night. Let me wake up whole. Let this be your peace tonight, that nothing you lost today is beyond His power to restore. That no wound you carry is too deep for His touch. That even when you sleep, He continues to rebuild. So rest. Let go of the pressure to wake up fixed. Just wake up different. Because what the day broke, God is already restoring in the night. Your mind has a voice. Sometimes it whispers, sometimes it shouts, sometimes it doesn't stop at all, especially at night. Thoughts about what went wrong, what could happen, what you forgot, what they said, what you wish you had done differently. And in the middle of that storm, God speaks one simple invitation: let the peace of Christ rule. Colossians 3:15. Not visit, not pass through, not calm you momentarily, but rule. To rule means to govern, to take charge, to make decisions about what stays and what goes, to push out fear and anxiety, and let peace be the one who takes the highest seat in your inner world, and not just in your heart, but in your mind. Because that's where so many battles begin. That's where doubts grow, that's where lies linger, that's where sleep is lost. But tonight things shift. Say this quietly. Jesus, I invite your peace to take over my thoughts. Let it rule, not worry. Let it speak, not fear. Let it stay, not just visit. You don't have to chase peace. You don't have to create it. You simply need to let it rule. That means letting go of the thoughts you've been entertaining, letting go of the lies you've accepted, letting go of the belief that your safety depends on staying alert. It doesn't. Your safety comes from the one who doesn't sleep, and his peace isn't fragile, it's royal. It walks into your mind like a king, and everything that doesn't belong must bow. Fear has no place, shame has no voice, restlessness loses its grip. Continue in prayer. Lord, I give you my mental space, every corner of thought, every wandering imagination, every place where fear has tried to live. Replace it all with your peace. Let his peace speak louder than the replay of your day. Let it wrap itself around your inner world until the noise fades into nothing. And when you begin to drift into sleep, know this. You're not just relaxing. You're being ruled by something greater, by someone stronger, by the peace of Christ, alive in you, guarding you, calming you. So tonight let him reign, and let your mind finally rest. Tonight will not be an ordinary night, not because of your schedule, not because of your surroundings, but because of what God is about to do dentro di te. There is a kind of rest that goes beyond human understanding. It goes deeper than sleep. It is stronger than stress. It is not delayed by pain or blocked by fear. It is supernatural rest. And tonight, you will receive it. This is not a wish. This is not an empty hope. It is a faith declaration that the God who created rest, the God who restores your soul, the God who commands peace to still the storm, is preparing a divine rest just for you. Say this in your heart like you believe it. I receive supernatural rest tonight, not based on how I feel, but based on who He is. You don't need everything around you to be perfect. You don't need silence in your house or clarity in your thoughts. You need only one thing: faith. That God is greater than your exhaustion. This rest comes from above. It doesn't just shut your eyes. It restores your spirit. It quiets the war inside your chest. It untangles the noise in your mind. It renews the very foundation of your being. And it's available right now, in this moment, for you, not tomorrow, not once everything is solved, but now, right here, wherever you are. Declare it again. I receive supernatural rest. Let it fall over me like a blanket of peace. Let it touch what no medicine can touch. Let it reach the thoughts I didn't know were tired. Let it breathe into my body and speak to my soul. You are safe. You are covered. You can rest now. There is power in speaking faith. There is power in agreeing with heaven. And when you align your words with what God already wants to do, miracles happen, even in your sleep. So believe this. You are not just falling asleep. You are stepping into restoration, into healing, into wholeness, into divine protection. This is not the end of your day. This is the beginning of your renewal. Because when God gives rest, it's not just physical, it's supernatural. And tonight, by faith, you will receive it. Not every battle ends with noise. Not every victory feels like a celebration. Some victories happen in silence, when you choose to believe even in the dark that God has already won. Tonight is not about how strong you feel. It's not about how perfect your day was. It's not about how many prayers were answered. Tonight is about what you choose to declare. And I invite you now, in the quiet of this moment with all the faith you have left, to say it aloud or whisper it from your soul. Tonight I declare my victory in Him. Victory over fear, victory over anxiety, victory over lies, victory over everything the enemy tried to plant in your heart today. You are not declaring victory because you earned it. You are declaring it because Jesus already paid for it. You are not fighting for victory. You are fighting from victory. The cross sealed it. The blood covered it. The empty tomb proved it. And tonight, even if nothing around you changes, your spirit can rest knowing the outcome has already been written. Say it again boldly. In His name I declare that I am victorious. No weapon formed against me shall prosper. No lie shall take root in my heart. No fear shall rule over my thoughts. I sleep as more than a conqueror, because I rest in the one who conquered it all. Victory doesn't always look like success. Sometimes it looks like peace when you should be panicking. Sometimes it looks like surrender, not because you're giving up, but because you're giving it to God. And that's what you're doing tonight. Laying your battles at His feet, trusting that He never loses, believing that the outcome is already leaning in your favor. You don't have to understand how. You don't have to know when. You just have to declare it and let heaven move on your behalf. Final prayer. Lord, tonight I take my eyes off the problem and I place them on the promise. You are my victory. You are my defender. You are the one who fights for me, and I believe the battle is already won. So I will rest in victory. Sleep now, not as someone defeated, but as someone who has already overcome in Him. You may feel tired, not just physically, but deep down, where no one sees, where your spirit whispers, I don't know how much longer I can keep going. And that's okay, because you were never meant to live on your own strength. You were designed to be renewed. And while you sleep tonight, God is doing exactly that. He's not just watching over you. He's working in you, breathing life back into your soul, restoring your courage, refilling your energy, not just to survive tomorrow, but to step into it with power. Isaiah 40:31 says, But those who hope in the Lord will renew their strength. They will soar on wings like eagles. They will run and not grow weary. They will walk and not be faint. You may not feel like soaring now. You may not feel like you can even walk. But strength is coming. Not because you're trying harder, but because you're trusting deeper. Whisper this truth now, even if your voice shakes. God is strengthening me while I sleep. I don't need to see it to believe it. I receive it by faith. You don't need to prove anything to anyone. You don't need to fix it all before resting. You just need to let go. And let God restore what life has drained. While you sleep, He is restoring clarity to your mind. He is renewing boldness in your heart. He is rebuilding your hope, so you wake up different than you were when you laid down. And if your soul agrees, write in the comments now. God is renewing my strength tonight. Let it be your public declaration. Let it be your agreement with heaven. Continue this prayer softly. Lord, I've come to the end of my strength, but I know that's where yours begins. Take what's tired in me. Take what's heavy. And as I sleep, breathe your life into my spirit. Let me rise tomorrow not just rested, but empowered. You're not falling asleep empty. You're falling asleep in process. He's filling what's been poured out. He's repairing what was strained. He's preparing you for what's ahead. You are not being forgotten. You are being fortalecido. So rest now, not just in silence, but in strength. Because the one who never grows weary is strengthening you while you sleep. There are nights when peace feels distant, when thoughts scream louder than promises, when your heart is tired of trying to believe, when everything around you seems unstable. But there is something deeper than the storm, something stronger than fear, something unshakable even in your weakest moment, the peace of God that nothing, and no one can take from you. Because his peace is not built on circumstances, it's not held together by good news or perfect timing. His peace flows from his love, and nothing can separate you from that love. Romans 8:38-39 declares, "For I am convinced that neither death nor life, neither angels nor demons, neither the present nor the future, nor any powers, nor anything else in all creation will be able to separate us from the love of God that is in Christ Jesus our Lord." And if nothing can separate you from his love, then nothing can take you away from his peace. Not your past, not your doubts, not your mistakes, not your darkest nights. Even now, even here, his peace is reaching you. Say this gently with faith: "Nothing can separate me from your peace, Lord, not fear, not worry, not anything that happened today. Your peace is mine, because your love is mine." There is power in that declaration, because it breaks the lie that says peace is earned. It silences the voice that says you have to do more to feel safe. It lifts the weight of believing that peace is fragile. No, God's peace is faithful, and it stays. Even when you feel far from him, he is close. Even when your emotions are unsteady, he is constant. Even when your day ends in silence, his presence speaks peace. Whisper this prayer as you rest: "Lord, I receive your peace, not as a feeling but as a fact. I rest tonight in the promise that nothing will separate me from what you've placed over my life. Let your peace reign over my thoughts, settle over my body, and carry me into a new day filled with quiet confidence." You don't have to earn peace. You just have to stay connected to the one who gives it freely. And tonight, nothing, no fear, no circumstance, no pressure will separate you from his peace. There is power in what you say before you sleep, because your words don't just echo in your room, they echo in the spiritual atmosphere. And tonight, we are not going to end this day with complaints, fear, or fatigue. We are going to end it with authority, with truth, with the kind of faith that shifts the night into a place of victory. So let's declare together: "I declare peace, joy, and freedom over my rest." Say it again, not because you feel it yet, but because your spirit is choosing to believe it. Peace for your mind. That every anxious thought be silenced now. That the weight of what hasn't happened fades away. That your soul stops rehearsing pain and starts receiving peace. Joy for your heart. That no sadness survives the night. That joy, even without a reason, begins to rise like the morning sun. Joy that comes not from your situation, but from knowing who holds your life. Freedom for your spirit. Freedom from fear. Freedom from shame. Freedom from the invisible chains that tried to follow you into this bed. Freedom to dream again. Freedom to sleep like someone who knows, "I am already held, already healed, already safe." Declare with confidence, "I release everything that doesn't serve my rest. I let go of fear. I let go of control. I let go of heaviness, and I make space for the supernatural rest of God." Let this be the night where your atmosphere changes. Let your bed become a place of worship. Let your breath align with heaven. Now repeat after me, slowly and meaningfully. "Tonight I sleep in peace, not the peace of the world, but the peace of the one who created me. Tonight I sleep in joy, not because everything is perfect, but because I am loved, chosen, and protected. Tonight I sleep in freedom. Nothing will torment me, nothing will hold me back, nothing will follow me into my dreams." God has not called you to restless nights. He has called you to divine rest, and your words tonight are opening the door for heaven to move. Final declaration. I declare peace, I declare joy, I declare freedom over my rest, and I receive it now in the name of Jesus. Sleep with that truth written over your heart. This night is blessed. This rest is holy, and this soul, yours, is free. Maybe while listening to this prayer you felt tears rise, or maybe you didn't feel anything at all, but something inside you knows. Something shifted. It might have been a whisper, a sigh of relief, a moment of clarity, or maybe just the weight starting to lift ever so gently. Whatever it was, it matters. Because this moment is not small. This prayer is not just another video. This silence is not empty. This is the beginning of something holy. You didn't come here by accident. You didn't press play just to pass time. God drew your heart to this space because He wanted to remind you, I'm still working, even when you rest. And now, as this prayer comes to an end, your miracle begins, not because you earned it, not because you begged hard enough, but because faith, no matter how quiet, no matter how tired, opens doors. You may not see the answer tomorrow, you may not feel the shift all at once, but you can rest tonight with this unshakable truth. Heaven has heard you, and something already started to move. Whisper this now from the depths of your soul. God, I may not see it yet, but I believe something began tonight in my heart, in my home, in the spiritual world. This prayer is not the end, it's the beginning of the miracle. Because miracles don't always start with fire. Sometimes they begin in the dark, in the quiet, in a simple act of surrender just like this one, and while you sleep, God is aligning the next steps, placing the right people, preparing the right moment, healing what was hidden, restoring what was broken, answering what you barely had the strength to ask. So don't leave this prayer thinking it's over. Leave it knowing it's just the beginning. Declare this once more. This is not the end. This is the beginning of the miracle, and I receive it in faith. Now close your eyes. Let your spirit rest. Let your heart breathe again. Because the same God who met you here tonight will surprise you when you least expect it. And when the miracle appears, you'll remember this moment, and you'll smile, knowing it began right here in the silence of this prayer. Lord, there's nothing more I need to say, nothing more I need to explain. You've seen it all. You know it all, and you still choose to be near. So tonight, I let go. I release the weight I carried all day, the thoughts I couldn't silence, the feelings I didn't understand, the tears I hid, the expectations I couldn't meet, the prayers I couldn't even finish. I place them all in your hands, not as a formality, but as a child climbing into the arms of their father. Because that's where I belong, in your arms. Not at the center of chaos, not alone in the shadows, not battling thoughts in the dark, but safe, held, seen. Lord, I surrender everything tonight, not halfway, not with hesitation, but with trust. I give you my fears, my future, my family, my wounds, my dreams, my body, my soul, everything I am. I place it in your care. I'm not in control, and that's okay, because you are, and you are good, you are kind, you are near. So I don't need to figure out tomorrow. I don't need to fight invisible battles. I don't need to carry anything else tonight. I just need to rest in your arms. And that's exactly what I choose to do now. Not out of weariness, but out of faith. Because I believe you'll still be holding me when the sun rises again. Jesus, wrap me in your peace. Let my sleep be deep and healing. Let my dreams be guarded and gentle. Let my body rest and my spirit be renewed. Tonight I'm not alone, I'm not anxious, I am not afraid. I am yours. Let this be the prayer that echoes into the silence. I sleep in your arms, Lord, not because I earned it, but because I'm loved, because I'm seen, because I'm safe. Now I close my eyes not as someone uncertain, but as someone covered. Whisper this one last time. I surrender everything. I sleep in your arms, Lord, and let peace fall gently over you, like a blanket of grace from heaven itself. Sometimes the most powerful act of faith is the simplest one. Not shouting, not doing, not fixing, just this, turning off the lights and trusting that God will do the rest. Because when the light goes out, your faith lights up, not in what you can see, but in who you know is present even in the dark. It's in that moment when everything grows quiet, when the day ends, when there's nothing left to control, that God whispers, "Let me take over now." You've prayed, you've believed, you've surrendered. Now it's time to rest, time to trust, time to sleep with the certainty that heaven is still working, even when your eyes are closed. Let this be your final prayer tonight. Lord, I did what I could. Now I step back. I stop striving, I stop fearing, I stop analyzing. I turn off the lights and trust you to do the rest. Because the truth is, miracles don't always happen in the middle of the day. Sometimes they come while you sleep, while you breathe slowly, while you let go. And when morning comes, you'll wake up and realize God was moving the entire time. If this prayer brought peace to your heart, write this in the comments now. Let your soul declare it. I turn off the lights and God will do the rest. It's not just a phrase, it's a decision. It's an act of trust. It's a sacred rhythm. You rest. He works. You sleep. He heals. You surrender. He surprises. So go ahead, turn off the light, quiet your heart. Let the silence be holy, because this is where faith lives, not in doing more, but in believing deeply. Apaga las luces y deja que Dios haga el resto. Tu alma está en buenas manos.